Every time till now, if there is a video or there's a spotting of me somewhere, there's always the Mohabbatein song played at the back. Karan and Kiran would be, I mean, I think they were made for each other and they were madly in love. And love is the same, it might be 2000 and 20 or 2024, it would be the same.
Hello and welcome. You're watching India.com Z Media and this is Tanya Garg. Well, in conversation today we have with us Preeti Jhangiani, the very talented and extremely sweet. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tanya. It's a
Sorry to
pleasure.
keep you waiting.
Not at all.
So, I have to start by asking about Mohabbatein. As a fan of Kiran, I have to start with that. I want to know, how do you feel when people remember you as Kiran? Are you like, do you still get that, rush of emotions, or are you ready to let go of that feeling?
See, it's been a lot of years. It's many years since Mohabbatein. But let me tell you one thing. I think a very few people are that fortunate to get a film like that or a role like that that's been remembered for so long. So it never bothers me or irritates me. Yes, every time till now, if there is a video or there's a spotting of me somewhere, there's always the Mohabbatein song played at the back. But I think that's a great thing because very few people get a something that's remembered or a character that's remembered for their lifetime. So it's always nice.
In fact, looking at you, it just brings back all those emotions while we were watching you. So it's like, oh my God, am I talking to Kiran? How sweet. All of that.
That's
Last, yeah. Last year I interviewed Jimmy and I asked him the same question. So I want to ask you also that, जब बापूजी ने हाँ बोल दिया था. So years later, like, what do you think? What would Karan and Kiran be doing now?
Karan and Kiran would be, I mean, I think they were made for each other and they were madly in love. So I think they would be already having a couple of kids at least and living a nice, happy life together. Um, yeah. So I
Well,
think that's where they would be right now.
that's amazing. That's very sweet.
And what did
Um,
Jimmy say?
he said that, they, of course, he agreed that, they were like soulmates and couples, but then let Yash Raj be the one to decide their fate. Let Aditya be the one to decide their fate. He said that I should ask them. So I said, no, I'll ask
Yeah,
Kiran
that's a good idea because they are definitely Adi's characters.
also.
And I think if we said anything for them or made any story for them, Adi would be very angry.
But I think you made all Karan and Kiran fans really happy by saying that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what they would be doing.
Yeah. So, talking about your comeback, oh my God, amazing. You really, literally, you came back, and I think it was also like a game changer for you and for your fans to see you in a very different role in Kafas. So, I want to know, like, how difficult or how, I don't know, challenging it was for you, because you had to break your image of this sweet, pyari si ladki. So, how was that for you?
I'll tell you, most of my career, I've played these sweet, very nice, or very sad, dukhyari kind of character. So, Kafas was a little difficult for me. In fact, I have to credit my director, Sahil Sangha, for actually getting me a little bit out of the whole Bollywood kind of mold. Because in this show, what everybody was very real and everybody would react how you would really in real life. Nothing had to be theatrical or nothing had to be out of all people are not always white or black.
Right.
They are also of gray shades, and they when they react to certain situations, they're not always thinking with a malicious intent or a bad intent, but they're reacting for their own good and what they feel would be good for them. So even though she's in a situation which is a horrible and a terrible situation and nobody should accept it, in some ways she accepts the situation and doesn't fight
Right.
against it. Again, that doesn't make her a weak woman. We don't portray her as somebody very weak or she's stuck in that situation or so she has to do what she has to do. She does it for her own reasons, and sometimes a lot of us are selfish in that manner. So it was a very difficult balance to portray that, like her doing something which is portrayed as negative, but she is not negative. I mean,
Right.
she's not somebody you would not like, or she's not doing it out of viciousness. So it was a fine balance and a difficult kind of role for me to
Right.
play.
I want to know, how was it returning to the, on the sets? Like, was it like I'm coming back to home, or was it, entirely like Preeti 2.0? What was it like?
Actually, I never felt that I was away from films or film sets because I was always still very active in not just social media, but also with my events,
Yeah.
appearances, shows. So, and plus my company, Sven Entertainment, is also an all-round entertainment company. So we do produce films and ad films and events. So I never felt like I was away from the entertainment world. But yes, being in front of the camera was after a long time.
Yeah.
And the reason for that simply is, I have so much on my plate right now. Besides the fact that I'm a mother of two, I run my own company. I also have a sports vertical that we take care
Wow.
of, the Pro Panja League. So, all this consumes so much of my time. So, if I do a project, it really has to be worth my while. It's really something that I should really find exciting or interesting, or something that I feel that the audience would really like to see. So that's why there was a break. But otherwise, when I was on the set, it was like you said, it was just because I've been in front of the camera for so much,
Yeah.
of my life. I started when I was 17 years old, and I continued acting till I was 30. So, and even after that, I mean, I did even after my last Hindi film, I did a Rajasthani film and a Punjabi film and a Bengali film, and so many films. So it didn't feel like I was off the sets.
You mentioned about sports, and like, I want to know, like, how did this all happen for you? Like, did you ever play school? Did you ever play sports in your school, college? When did you realize that, I
Like
have.
anybody else, I played sport in school, but of course I wasn't interested. I never thought.
Right.
That's why in life they say never. So I
Right.
never thought I'll get into the promotion of sport as such. The idea of the Pro Panja League or getting into sport was mainly Parveen's, of course. But we've grown it together from day one. It is a part of our company, Sven Entertainment. Panja Sports is the sports vertical. And from the beginning, from ideas, creatively, everything, we've grown it completely together. From working with the athletes, meeting them, finding out their issues, finding out how a sport league should work, what are the mistakes that different sporting leagues have made. We both felt that it's a great time for sport in India. Our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is doing a lot for sport in the country, and people now want to watch different kinds of sport. But we didn't want to get into a sport where everybody is already there. There's already, like, if you see cricket, there's so many people already in
Right.
it.
Good, but kudos to you. As you said, it's a long journey, and I think so far it's been a success. So, congratulations to both of you. I have to ask you, how important do you think, it's important to be digitally relevant? Keep posting on social media to get your way in the industry, with influencers all over. How important do you think that is?
It's very important nowadays. I think everybody's on their phone constantly. Social media, I mean, if there's anything you want to be in the entertainment field, social media is huge. And if you're not on it, I think you're losing out some way, because it's not only a way to promote yourself, but also a way to get your feelings, your thoughts, your ideas out there. And now a newcomer has a chance to show his or her personality and bring that personality out there and show how or why they're different from others. I think, yes, it's also a negative in some parts because everybody's just on it constantly, especially for the youth. But it's also positive in the way that for people in the entertainment industry, for them to be able to put themselves out there, air their thoughts and their views, right? You can't now say that I was misquoted or something, was because you always have a platform where you can stand and speak for yourself. So I think in that sense, if it's used correctly, social media can be an amazing tool.
Well, that was absolutely amazing. And it was even beautiful talking to you. It brought all the nostalgia. Thank you so much for connecting with us. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Tanya. It was lovely speaking with you.